Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Coleman, Executive Director for Bellingham Sea Feast. And today we are having Heather Kaminsky with Icy Fresh Seafood. And we're going to be making a ceviche today, if I'm correct. Is that
Correct.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love Mexican food and I love ceviche and I love shrimp and I am a shrimper. So it kind of just was like this magical
Symbiotic thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. This is very home feeling to me, so I'm looking forward to you making this.
Yeah, well, and isn't Cinco de Mayo coming up?
Yeah, it is. How about that? Ay, 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 ay. All right, well, we're going to have Heather take it away, see what she does, and learn a little bit about how to make some ceviche.
Today we're making ceviche, and we are going to be using wild Alaskan side-striped shrimp that were caught at the end of February 28th to be exact. So they're nice and fresh. They are flash frozen at sea, which means that we try to get them in the freezer within about an hour, bringing them on board. We are going to thaw them out. They've been out of the freezer about 3 hours, but they're still pretty frozen. So I'm gonna do my quick thaw method. We're gonna take cold water and I just pour that in. And we're gonna zip her back up and give it a nice little shaky bake. And we're gonna dump this out in my garbage bowl here. And the glaze is off of them and they are ready. They're a little bit squishy now, but they're still kind of frozen and they're perfect, in my opinion, to peel. So we're gonna peel some shrimp. These shrimp have roe on them, which are really nice. Get a little extra bonus. So what I try to do while they're still frozen is I just kind of scoop it out into my keeper bowl. And then I'm gonna go ahead and peel here. I'm gonna go 2 plates in, put my thumb in there and give it a peel. And then drop the shrimp, squish it out the back. And there you go. We started shrimping in 2018 to kind of diversify our boat. We just had a tendering contract in the summer. And so my dad was looking for a way to diversify, and he had a friend that was selling his permit, and he decided to go for it. So we are shrimping in Wrangell, Alaska, and we shrimp locally. So we're back on the dock every night. We're shrimping out in front of town. We do what's called direct marketing. So we process our own catch. So that means we're in charge of everything, from the quality to the way that it's caught, to the way that it's sorted, to how it's shipped, to where it's sold, how it's sold, and all that, which is really cool. Because when you sell to a processing plant, you have to kind of trust that the processing plant is gonna take as good of care as your product as you are, because you put your blood, sweat, and tears into harvesting, right? Your farmer's on the water. It's not always easy, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of the shrimp consumed in the United States does not come from the United States, which is quite shocking. Considering, we have such amazing shrimping grounds in the Gulf of Mexico, in Alaska, in the Pacific Northwest here. Okay, so we have our shrimp all peeled, and now we are just going to start our vegetables. When I do this, I'm gonna cut out the insides, and then I chop these into little bite-sized pieces. I love salsa and I love Mexican food, and I have a surplus of shrimp. And so one day I was like, I bet I could make this happen. And I looked at a couple ceviche recipes and I saw what I had in my refrigerator and I just kind of started putting some things together. And that's where this kind of evolved from. It's not really any specific recipe that I've follow. And it changes a little bit every time because you just never know how things are going to be. So as direct marketers, we find our own markets. And so one of the coolest things that we have found is to be able to give everybody access to the shrimp and not just people who can buy from processing plants or people who have wholesale accounts with them. And so Dockside Market has really been a key way for the public to access seafood that has been unavailable to the public unless you're going to like a restaurant or you're paying, I don't know, you're at a very specialty place. And you don't even know how many people it's touched since, it got to you. And we try really hard to make sure that, you know where your food is coming from. We're real people with real lives that do, real people things. One of our kind of key values has been being accessible to everybody, and not just making our high-end product only available to people who have the means to afford a high-end product, because seafood is for everyone. All right, so we've chopped our cucumber and our tomato. We are going to add some red onion and cilantro and some avocado today because I'm feeling zesty. And then we're going to cut up our shrimp and then add our lime. Oh, and we need to do our carrots too. I'm gonna add about half an avocado, I feel like. So this is a nice big avocado. I like to just use cut it up in its own little jacket here. All right, now we're gonna do the cilantro or the coriander. Do nice little slices of it, and the stem has a lot of really good flavor in it too. Don't discount the stem. Do a little cross cut, break it up a little. I love cilantro, so I do the whole bunch. Also, don't feel like you have to do the whole bunch if you like just a little bit of cilantro. That's the really fun thing about this, is that you can really just adjust and put in what you want and leave out what you don't want. If you're not feeling avocado, don't put it in. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna do a little pre-season here because everybody here loves salt and seasoning. Today I've got granulated garlic, cumin, and salt, and black pepper. The eggs are so delicious and briny, and they've got a really nice texture to them. They pop in your mouth just like salmon eggs. So when they are cooked, so that you see that they're this like brownish color now, but when they cook, they turn an opaque pinky orangish color, and they kind of firm up, and they get even like more of a bouncy texture to them. pretty delicious. The Alaskan fishery, side stripe fishery, is one of the only fisheries that you're able to actually get shrimp roe in. The Washington fishery, BC fishery, the spot fishery it's all been adjusted time-wise so that you aren't harvesting egg-bearing shrimp. So it is a delicacy that you can only get from Alaska now. So I didn't devein these shrimp because they're vegetarian in their diets. So they are eating sea kelp and other sea vegetation. They are sashimi grade because we flash freeze them to -30. They are available to eat raw if you're feeling zesty. It's very sweet. This was just a 1-pound bag of the side stripe tails. Okay, now we're just going to add it all in. They got a nice salty seasoning. It helps bring out their sweetness. Some pepper. And then some cumin. I do a nice little pinch. It's probably about 1/2 teaspoon. And then garlic is measured with your heart. So you kind of pour until you don't. And I'm going to give it a good little mixy mix. So these are carrots and jalapenos. And I got them at Winco. This is, the fun part of chopping down the carrots. That one felt like a lot of jalapenos, so I'm going to try to just get more carrots on this one. Oh yeah, that's looking like it should now. Look at that delicious colors. So we're going to add the citrus next. And I like to do a mix of different kinds of citrus because I think it just kind of balances it out. And the shrimp are very sweet, and so I feel like the orange really helps bring out the sweetness of the shrimp in a really nice way. I always roll my citrus before I cut them to just kind of help release their juices. We have a crew of 3 and a captain, and we hand sort our shrimp. Take great care and pride in getting the best shrimp to you guys. It's juicy too. Then this is the orange juice. So you'll see the shrimp in here are going from they're going to go from a translucent color to more of an opaque color. And then that's how you know we're going to be done.
This is my favorite part of the Kiss dish is when we actually get to try it. And I've been over on the sideline over here salivating over all of these things. And so now let's dip in, shall we? Okay. I love the fact that you can actually eat this raw. But if you wait 20 minutes or 30 minutes, these things cook up in no time. So get yourself a little sample there, because I know you're dying to eat it as well.
I am.
Yeah, I know. We'll do a little cheers.
Hold on, I gotta get the perfect bite. Gotta get all the bits.
See, that's the part of it. You have to get the perfect bite.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Cheers. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
They're just so pillowy.
Well, if you love citrus, you're gonna love this. I would say, even though there's a whole bunch of cilantro in there, it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
And so, you could actually just make this minus the shrimp as a salsa itself. Mm-hmm. But super easy to do. You can put this in your fridge for up to an hour, hour and a half. Great dish to serve as party, or as a side dish, or even as an appetizer, and all those beautiful things. But that is delicious.
It comes together really quick. You can prep all the pieces a day before, hours before, and then just combine all the pieces when your party's ready.
Perfect.
So you don't have to also just sit there and chop everything.
No.
Because that's, let me just.
And that's what I like to do anyways when we're having a gathering or like Thanksgiving, always prep the day before. So that way, that day of, it makes it easy breezy. So you have been watching another episode of KISS, Keep It Simple Seafood. There's a few people that we have to thank for this. Not only do we have to thank Heather with Icy Fresh Seafood, but we also need to thank BECU for being our main sponsor this year. Also Alaska Gold Seafood for being our nutrition sponsor. Yeah, we can do it with all of them. We also want to thank the Port of Bellingham and the Community Food Co-op for allowing us to use their space. Come down and see Heather and all of us down at the Dockside the first and third Saturday of every month. And in the meantime, take it easy, keep it simple, seafood, and enjoy this dish. Make it at home. We'll see you soon.